see what's up with you. See who I'm reading for today. Okay. Okay, Spirit Guides from your side is good. Who am I reading for? Who am I reading for? Okay. Okay. You are someone that's very analytical, and very competent, to be honest. You're very detail oriented and very grounding, and you're also somebody that's of service to others as well, like naturally. I'm seeing like this is all being transformed, and also that you're facing some like, what's it called? Your inner shadows. 755 as I'm saying this. It's like you're going through like dark night of the soul. Something within you is finally realizing like why you do what you do and why have you been acting a certain way. Spirit, please be more detailed. Yeah, and this was being reflected in your relationships and in your commitments. And this doesn't have to be like, in like relationships with other people, but even within yourself, like how do you show up for yourself? Seems like you were more of like a self-sacrificial person towards others, but when it came to you, like you didn't do that. Like you weren't sacrificing things for yourself. Like, how can I put it in better words? Like, it's not like you were putting so much of an effort for yourself like you were towards others. And that is one of the hidden things that you're being presented, because the 12th house is ruled by Pisces, and that is a sister sign to Virgo. And you might have Virgo placements here. And this was also like reflected in your hobbies and the way that you were being creative. And you're finally like seeing like, the other side of it. At first, like, oh, maybe you were just like seeing it like, oh, it's nothing, but it's actually really more parts of yourself. Seeing like heavy revelations, like a veil is being like, finally like torn apart. And you're finally seeing yourself like for who you truly are and have been unconsciously. And it's like you are someone that likes to be what's it called dedicated. Like you get fixated. I'm seeing fixed sign energy here. You fix on it and you hold on to it and you don't like, let's see. Before I keep on going. Yeah. You fix on it, and then you're also like this person that's like very like intellectual, like very open-minded as well. What else with this? The Spirit's like saying that you gotta start being disciplined and have some boundaries. Because if you don't have any boundaries, you're gonna start facing obstacles. And this could have been reflected in like, in your creative endeavors, whenever you're like putting yourself out there. There is like some blockages that started showing up because you weren't having boundaries with yourself, and especially with your time and effort. Either you were putting out too much or putting very too little. Like there needed to be like an equal ground. And this could have also done like, with people as well, like the way that you committed, like you didn't have like, you either had way too many boundaries or no boundaries at all. So either you got walked all over or you were, tarnishing relationships and connections with people because your walls were way too high. You weren't letting people in. Like you didn't have the structure, like the proper structure where it's healthy and where it's like you're disciplined, like regardless of who you're surrounded with. Like you didn't dedicate yourself too strongly with like your structure. And Spirit's like asking you to like look at it like in a very curious way. Look at it like from different perspectives. It doesn't have to be like all bad from your experiences, but it's also teaching you more about yourself as to how you can like better enhance your boundaries in different circumstances with like different dynamics. Different, different people with different emotions, with different energies. And that's what Spirit's asking you to be conscious of. Like, get back into your, like, into yourself, into your body. Yeah. Because I'm seeing, like, you know, with the 12th house being presented, like, you're, like, the unconscious stuff about you is being presented to you. In order for you to, like, use it and use it to catapult yourself and transform yourself into, like, this individual that has these boundaries, these structures, these implementations, the practicality. And it's more like, so, like, being intentional with it. More out of, like, love for yourself, being of service to yourself. Because you've been facing a lot of, like, discord. You've been disconnected. You've been having turmoil. It's like you're in and out of your body. Sometimes you find yourself, like, dissociating. But it's because, like, you're no longer the person that you were a few weeks ago, a few months ago, even a year ago. You're literally, like, no longer becoming the person that you weren't, like, you once thought you were. And Spirit's, like, showing you all these revelations so that way you can, like, let go of it, come to terms with it, and then, not like fix it, more like reevaluate and work accordingly with the reevaluation to, like, where it works for you and it works for others in a healthy way, rather than in a negligent way where you're harming others in the process. Yeah, because it was just creating tensions. And then a lot of it had to do with your, like, your masculine, the masculine side of you, and also with masculine figures. Like, you were facing all of this stuff with masculine figures. There was, like, tension, there was competition, there wasn't real structure, you were getting walked all over. You were over-sacrificing yourself. You basically were just giving yourself out without any, like, repercussions or any, like, consideration toward your well-being. You just thought, well, this is what I was taught. This is normal. No. And sometimes even when it came to that, like, you were even sacrificing the things you enjoyed doing. And you will go and, like, you know, try to morph yourself into like, you know, their likings, their hobbies, in order for you to, like, fit in and connect with them, but at the cost of you sacrificing your identity as a person, because you also have an identity. You're someone that's, like, so unique, so eccentric, like, you're very different, like, you're the oddball out. Like, there was, like, no reason for you to, like, be morphing yourself, but I understand for, like, the basic connection, but, like, not all the way where it's, like, you don't even know yourself at the end of the relationship, or with, like, the connection within yourself, like. And that's what, like, Spirit Team is, like, saying, like, you know, this is a part where you gain higher perspective, higher knowledge. This is something that you should be exploring and trying to, like, you know, find some inner truth within. Especially in the way that you self-express, the way that you communicate, the way that you navigate the world, the way that, like, you know, you want to show up. And I'm seeing, like, major third chakra here, like, I love it. A lot of it having to do with it. A lot of it is requiring you to, like, forgive yourself, because most times you were the one blocking yourself off, preventing yourself from being self-expressive, out of fear of, like, other people's judgments or their reactions, and it was becoming a disservice to yourself. I had to be real with you. Like, it was a disservice to yourself. You were people-pleasing. You were doing too much. You were overfilling other people's cups when you should have been filling your own cup. And that is the truth here. Like, you should have just stayed in your lane. Should have stayed in your lane. But you know what? This is a moment for you to pivot and to grow from this experience. Yes, this is going to require you to forgive yourself a lot. There is a lot of things that you sacrificed for not only yourself, but for multiple people that have been in your life. This could go for friendships, work environments, family, siblings. You know the whole deal. And it's going to require you to, like, refine it and be patient and also nurture yourself in the process. This is going to be a part 2 because this video went far off too long. So let's go to part 2.